Шановні колеги, всім доброго дня.
Dear colleagues, good afternoon. We continue working day in the Ukrainian Crisis Media Center. Today, on the framework of our pilot project Spokesperson of Peaceful Life, we discuss the yellow bus initiative, and we have Larysa Artiuguina from Novyi Donbas. We have Yaroslav Plunskyi, director of the initiative, Zhovtyi Avtobus, or Yellow Bus, and Kateryna Yasko, psychologist, head of the board from NGO International Educational Initiative, Open Heart. I am very pleased to have today's discussion in a bigger company, which means that we are getting better and better partners. We have Kateryna, we have Yaroslav, who initiated such a marvelous project as Yellow Bus. We will describe what's going on in the schools close to the front line in Donbas. We will discuss how civil society may contribute to improving the situation and how we can assist to those Ukrainians who suffered because of this war, and how each of us can contribute to improving the situation, for changing the situation for the better. Our initiative is called New Donbas, and those pictures which you see on the screen, these are pictures from Kindrashivska Platina and Nizhna Teple villages from schools where we donated construction materials, reconstructed schools after the damages caused by the war. We organized some amateur classes like sports, physics, chemistry, dancing course, young actors course, even funny English language course. These all courses were organized to rehabilitate children after that psychological trauma which they got in result of shellings, in result of combat activities which were waged rather close to this village. And after this year, when we delivered master classes, workshops, trainings for teachers, trainings in legal issues, after delivery of all those visual aids materials, sports amenities, and after all that events which we organized, we invited children to visit the Christmas performances in Kiev. We organized a tourist weekend in Kiev. And now we wish to organize summer camp near the Black Sea. That's why we have planned a summer camp in Sergiyevka. This is a village on the seashore near Odessa. And this summer camp will be devoted to amateur cinema making activities where we will involve children to shooting movies, and then in result of that activity we will organize a small festival of these movies or documentaries, and then we will show these movies, of course, in the schools, which we support. And of course we know that this school and a school, it's not just a place which children attend. That's a very special environment. That's why we wish to teach children to resolve conflicts or in peaceful way, or to resolve or to prevent conflicts. This is one of the objectives of our summer camp. I believe that we should start discussion on those issues now, to involve all those people who wish to participate and to demonstrate what does Ukraine means, how we understand the peace building work. And with this, I would like to give the floor to Yaroslav, who will describe the latest work, who will describe emotions and provide latest information from Mariinka, which is very close to the front line. For us to feel this atmosphere and to decide how either we can participate in this or to involve those people who might be interested. Good afternoon, Larysa. Described in much detail the major activities, and now I would like to show you Mariinka at night. This shows Mariinka at night. It is 300 or 400 meters from the front line. In early morning, when shellings are still going, under all this shelling, with all these sounds, children start to school. And when we saw this, we were shocked that this is information which we do not have. This is the situation which we were unable to imagine. This is the life which we do not know. Launching the Yellow Bus project, we kept in mind the need to represent the peaceful life to these residents of the frontline regions on the one hand, and we used Vasilkov residents to test how children in Vasilkiv will perceive the suggestion to gather humanitarian aid for their fellows in the East. Talented children are everywhere. And at the same time, the specificity of the mass media is delivering news, and quite often we forget about such things, that there are people living in continuous in continuously dangerous situation under shellings, and this war is part of their everyday life. That's why we decided to show this difficult life to children in peaceful regions, and at the same time we wish to revive the meaning of the humanitarian aid meaning, to revival the real meaning of this word combination. Quite often we deliver just material things as humanitarian aid, and quite often some cultural aspects, some human aspects, they are not delivered directly. By the way, we spoke to those teachers who deliver books, riding a bicycle under shellings, and they assured us that quite often this kind of support is needed, not just the delivery of some material things. For children, they say, it's very important to see the perspective, to have dreams, and to believe that those dreams may become true. That's why representatives of different professions which are part of the movie making visited these schools, and we decided to launch a project, to deliver a project for these children. We have a good experience of launching, of making projects. We quite easily get together, and we are very positive about working together, and that's why we very quickly accommodated to the current situation in those areas. The only possible time for communication with children is from morning by 2 p.m. and
we give the equipment to children, and they are very talented. Some of them impressed by their wisdom. It is because they live in war, and they are getting grown up much sooner than than other children in other territories. And we want to help these children to get them together so that they can spend time together in summer camps. We're trying to give them the opportunity to implement very specific projects. That's what Laura was talking about. We will get all together those children who see each other. What you saw on this, when we were showing these things on the screen, the teachers were crying because they see how the children from Vasilkov were giving their greetings to children of Donbas. We want them to see each other, to meet personally, so that there's no information gap between them, which continues, unfortunately, to grow. And I believe that we have to get united, and this is how we will create in the children this feeling that we are one humankind. There's no ideological difference between us. We need it. And if we plant that seed in children, they will grow up with this understanding of the world. I hope that Kateryna will tell us about that more professionally. Thank you for this opportunity to join the team of those who think alike, of enthusiasts, of volunteers, and I will tell you about the project that we have started. From the very beginning, I would like to describe the problem. As psychologist, as a person that works with the system of education. Today's school is focused on developing intellectual qualities of a person. But what happened in the east of Ukraine, and that is not the only reason, that requires modern approaches in education. We need to adapt other technologies related to emotional intellect. And the emotional intellect is the ability to understand what own emotions are. This is the ability to communicate without violence. And what is happening in the Eastern Ukrainian society, according to international organizations, in 2014, Ukraine had the second place talking about the level of aggression. There were intellectual problems like post-traumatic problems and different disorders. What do we need to do now to have the generation of healthy people? We need to integrate the methodologies of development of emotional intellect so the children themselves can develop their resistance to stress, and the attention, the ability to understand what the emotional sphere is, and the main thing is to communicate without violence. And such technologies exist in Western countries. The only thing we have to do is to adapt them. Our project, which is called Social Integration via the development of emotional intellect, is focused on the assistance to teachers, school psychologists in the east of Ukraine in integrating these technologies into their work with children. The project will continue till the end of this year. That is the first stage. We are now selecting school psychologists and teachers who will participate in this program so that we can work with children. We will also be working with children. The main focus will be at teachers because they are the main agents of changes, and they will be able to help integrate these methods into the system of education in the future. And we hope not just in the East, because there's the need in that all over the world. So we need to do a lot we need to do a lot to prevent these problems, because we will not be able to provide a psychologist to every child after they are traumatized. So we thank our partners, and I would like to inform you that we are planning to participate in partnership and in summer camps together with the organization Novyi Donbas. We will help methodologically how to teach children to mediate conflicts and to communicate without violence. All other initiatives, I hope we will be able to disseminate in the territories where we work together. Now our main focus is on post-conflict territories, Severodonetsk, Kramatorsk, Kostiantynivka, Mariupol, and so the main event will take place in June in Kramatorsk. Thank you. Kateryna said that no state, no international donors will be able to provide a psychologist to every child. No one will be able to give an opportunity to every child to do what they want. That's clear. That is why we address all Ukrainians with a very simple idea. Now there's a very good opportunity, summer holidays. Every Ukrainian family, every Ukrainian citizen who understands how important it is to hear Donetsk and Lugansk children can invite a family or 5 children with a teacher, several families to spend 2 weeks or a month in the Carpathians, in Lviv, and Vinnytsia, and Zhytomyr, to invite them to their homes. And we hope that such direct communication between people will address many problems. That is a very strong weapon, non-military weapon, which goes not just from heart to heart, but from brain to brain as well. Ukraine will not be, is not able to give a symmetric answer to Russia with all their propaganda. We will not be aggressive. So the simple communication, a week or 2 weeks, for those people who suffer in the east of Ukraine, when they become guests of Ukrainians in the west, in the center of Ukraine, this can change the destiny of all these people. Talking about simple things, in summertime, children in pre-front territories will not be able to go to the forest, to the river, to the lake, because there could be mines there. It means that they will be sitting at home and they will be watching Russian TV, which covers all the territory, or play computer games. Maybe I'm too emotional, but this is to be understood. These are simple things which every citizen of Ukraine can do. They can stretch the hand of assistance and help very specific child, family. If you have a problem with communication, with finding contacts, please come to us. Our organizations have a huge database of contacts, direct contacts with schools, with families, with children. We can give you that with the support, psychological support, cultural support, whatever. We want this process to become mass process, so that we can start doing very simple things. It's May, and very soon summer holidays start, and I hope that within this month we can do a lot. All those who are interested, you can see on the website, on the channel of Ukrainian Crisis Media Center, you can see our contacts. We will be happy if you really care. And we are working on the project in Vasilkiv district. The district administration of Vasilkov district, they give a space in the forest where we can create the art camp, where the artists, different artists can get together, architects, painters, musicians. It's 30 kilometers away from Kiev. Our architects are working according to applying the modern technologies, and we will be informing. We hope that by the end of the summer we will be able to show to demonstrate some results. And those who can join that, the masters, we invite you to the page of our Yellow Bus on Facebook, and we hope that there will be more information about our new projects. Thank you. Unfortunately, I have many questions, but we have very little time. As to the summer camp of peace, when will this be taking place? Is it like one camp? Where will this be happening? Will there be a certain selection? How many children? Briefly, very briefly. And I will request Katya to tell about summer camps. We're planning that this will be Sergeyevka in Odessa region at the Black Sea coast, 60 children, 30 from Stanitsa Luganska, 30 from Marinka Krasnogorivka. Will organize the competition. Slavka and Yellow Bus develop the methodology. The children write an essay why they want to be engaged in cinema, and then there will be a competition, and they will select those people who can get engaged in cinematography, and then for 2 weeks we'll be teaching them cinematography. They will be shooting the film from the very beginning to the end. They will be presenting the film. This could be documentary films or feature films. We're planning that this will take place in the beginning of August, from the 1st till the 15th of August. We invite you. We'll be happy to see different people, different representatives of culture. Please come and we'll communicate. I will add, we also organize children camps. We'll be working with about 50 children. We have started selection. We will cooperate with the teachers who were selected into our program, and they will be recommending children who can support them. And we also we will organize a competition, Vision of Ukraine 2030, the country I dream about. We will be receiving the essays, and the children who demonstrate the best pro-sociality, that's a psychological characteristic, who will be mostly proactive, pro-social, who can take responsibility, who can demonstrate their leadership qualities. We will be selecting these agents of changes, and we will interact with them in the camp. Thank you, Kateryna, Larysa, and Yaroslav. Very briefly, Sergey. Good afternoon. Laura, Yaroslav, Kateryna. This is not your first time here. Again and again, I would like to thank you for your work that you are doing. What you are doing today will be reflected in future generations, because you are planting the seed that will give which will grow in the young Ukrainian state. All that you are doing is quite expensive thing. Do you receive any assistance from the Ministry of Youth and Sports or any other governmental institutions? Thank you for your question. Yes, from the very beginning we should have said who are our donors who support us. We respect them, we love them. These are the Embassy of the United States, of Lithuania, Ukraine, UNICEF and Yaroslava Johnson, Olena Kasharna, who heads this fund. I would like to say that we do not have any support or attention from our government, neither from the Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Youth and Sports. We invite them to our press conferences, to our master classes, to everything that we organize in the House of Free People, but unfortunately that is so. We understand that we need to build this state. It would be great if we could cooperate. We are ready to cooperate. We are open, and it would be much easier if we had the support, organizational and financial support. I would like to thank the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, the Special Operation Forces, who have always been supporting us. They give us the chance to work openly and safely, because the territories where we are, they are quite risky for civilians. So I would like to thank Mr. Krivanos for his support. We've never been talking about that, but I believe that today we need to say that we do cooperate with the Ministry of Defense. We started the pilot projects to find out what would be the reaction of children, of teachers. We're supported by Держкіно, State Cinema Agency. They give us movies. We do hope that we will get some financial support. All the teams, 13 people who went to the east, all of them are volunteers. We support each other. We understand how important our mission is. The fuel and the meals, thank my wife who believes in our project. I would like to thank husbands and wives. I would like to add that the role of men and husbands and wives is very important. A lot that we are doing is on voluntary basis.
Хтось має підставити плече і взяти на себе більшу відповідальність в родині. Зі свого боку додам.
I would like to add that we are grateful to our donors. Our project is financed as part of Lithuanian program with the support of Swedish Institute. We do not receive any support from the Ministry of Education of Ukraine, but we are not. We are just offering partnership. We know that the specialists on development of there are no specialists on development of emotional intellect in Ukraine. Our task is to train them. We'll have experts from the US, from Hungary, Sweden, Russia. And with the help of that project, we want to prepared a pool of specialists. And part of that project is developing the portal which will be empatia.pro, and that's the resource for future teachers, psychologists who want to integrate the skills of development of emotional intellect into their work with children. We do that, and we thank our donors for that. Thank you for your initiatives. We have to finish our event. All the best.